Hi there, and welcome to 2024. It is the first episode of Q1, and we will be considering the lesson How to Read the Book of Psalms. Let's get started. Let's begin with a question. Are there some books of the Bible that you struggle more to read and understand than others? For instance, the likes of the books of Daniel and Revelations with terrifying beasts even Bumblebee wouldn't dare mess with. Or Moses' books on the genealogies, where A begat B and B begat C, and by the time you get to D, you're forgetting about A. But there's also the book of Psalms. 1 minute it's riddled with emotions of joy and happiness. The next minute, boom, there is an enemy somewhere trying to rip off your head. It just seems so hard to keep up with. Well, this week we will be attempting to introduce the book of Psalms through a couple of questions. 1. Is there a structure to it that will bring context for better understanding and application? 2. What relevant principles can we glean from its arrangement and content? For question 1, just as we observed in Q2 episode 9, while exploring the book of Daniel and Revelation 17, there are fundamental principles that aid in understanding Bible prophecies and bring clarity to the messages in these books. In the same way, the book of Psalms is a collation of genuine attempts by the people of God, especially during the 10th century BC, during different seasons of their lives, to communicate their feelings and struggles to God in praise, thanksgiving, confessions, and so on, but also in the process to encourage the people. Though expressed in their own words, they were inspired by God. For more details, please see the referenced text. A little background. It is believed that in the 5th century, while working on establishing the services of the new temple, some Hebrew scribes under the leadership of Ezra organized these psalms in a thematic way, but both chronologically and historically into 5 subsections, as detailed below. The first subsection of Psalms here comprises of chapters 1 to 41, dealing with the conflict between David and Saul, containing personal laments. The majority of Psalms in this section mention the psalmist's adversarial agents. The second subsection of Psalm deals comprises of chapters 42 to 72, dealing with the kingship of David. Also makes reference to the enemy. The third subsection of the book of Psalms contains chapters 73 to 89, dealing with Assyrian crisis during the 8th century BC, and it contains collections from the sons of Asaph and Korah. The fourth subsection of the book of Psalms comprises of chapters 90 to 106, containing theological evaluation after the destruction of Jerusalem in 586 BC, and it contains selection of psalms of praise. The fifth and last subsection of the book of Psalms comprises of chapters 107 to 150, and it deals with praise and reflection after the exile, containing the Hallelujah collection. So, to appreciate and better understand the book of Psalms, it's important to understand that besides this thematic and chronological arrangement is the use of a variety of poetic and literary expressions, including different figures of speech to convey the feelings and emotions of these regular people as they navigated the various seasons of life, just like we do. People like King David, the sweet psalmist of Israel, people like the sons of Asaph, the sons of Korah, Solomon, and Moses. Are you thinking what I am thinking? These dudes seem to have better poetic mastery than most of us do today. But anyway, that's not the point. Let's go ahead. So these psalms became integral parts of both private and communal worship among the Jews. Imagine the melody and reverberations during worship, reiterating and reminding the people of their experiences and victories of God in their lives. What a faith-boosting experience it must have been. And that takes us to the next question. Question number 2. What relevant principles can be gleaned from the content and arrangement of the book of Psalms? Well, 1. The book of Psalms will also instruct us, guiding the people on how to worship God. For instance, the book of Psalms chapter 1 verse 1 to 2, and it reads, "Blessed is the one who does not walk in the step with the wicked, or stand in the way the sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night." Talk about explicit instructions. Number 2, we see very clearly organization and intentionality, both in the writing and collation of these psalms. Our God is pleased when we are intentional in the planning, organization, and presentation of our worship service. Now, despite modern ideas, popular trends that advocate for a free style of worship, the book of Psalms shows that we must be organized and orderly in our worship. This does not in any way preclude creativity and variety. So whether you clean, sing, or teach, whatever you do, be intentional and do it to the best of your ability. Number 3, we clearly see in the book of Psalms a God of all seasons. God is not confined to or only interested in certain aspects of our lives. So no matter the season of life, we can always approach him honestly and he will hear us. So if you're happy, talk to him. If you're mad, talk to him. If you're sad, talk to him. If you are heartbroken, it doesn't matter. Talk to him. Let him know exactly how you feel, and he will answer us. Thank you for tagging along in 2023. Because you liked, shared, and subscribed, someone was touched. Let's do it again even better in 2024. It's your Sebasco Dodo, doodling out. I'll see you next week.